These are two rather special magic lanterns. They're part of MOMI's Magical Lanterns exhibition, running from mid-May until the end of July 1990. These brass lanterns are embossed with characters from the Phantasmagoria and the Commedia dell'arte. The example on the right was found in the that it was actually a film strip projector. We realised that it was intended to show film strip. By various means. This frame, we believe, was once in the window of Carpenter and Wesley's shop. It's glazed with examples of their fine painted slides. This exhibit shows an interesting surviving document from early-ish Victorian times. Dates from either 1841 or 1842. It's the descriptive catalogue of magic lantern slides owned by a lanternist who called himself Timothy Toddle. In the book accompanying the exhibition, we've included a transcription of the text from this handwritten document. It includes Timothy Toddle's patter and the various readings that he gave to support his lanterns show. Unfortunately, the slides and lantern haven't survived with the document, but for the purposes of this exhibition, we've found a selection of suitable slides and a lantern of the period. This particular magic lantern was known as a lamposcope. It was sold without its own illuminant, the idea being that you could actually use it by placing it on your table oil lamp, which was of course available in every home in those days. We found a suitable lamp of the period to place the lamposcope on for display. These were French, this one probably made by the Lapierre Company of Paris in the 1880s or 1890s. They used long glass slides with printed images. This paint box actually belonged to Mr. W.R. Hill, who was a famous and very competent slide painter of the 19th century. We're very lucky that this particular item has survived, because with it were a number of sketches produced by Hill as designs for his painted lantern slides. And the box is shown here with a number of his final painted slide examples. To the left of Hill's box is a commercially available paint box, available from Barnard and Son, and surrounding it several books relating to lantern slide painting, as well as some juvenile glass long strip slides with black outlines ready for actually colouring in with paint boxes of this type. These examples are mostly from France and Germany. The small example in the foreground was actually produced in Holland, and the lantern in the shape of a pagoda was made by Ernst Planck of Nuremberg, Germany. Some lanterns used circular slides of various sizes. Many were multicoloured. They used paraffin lamps as one of the popular forms of magic lantern slide towards the end of the last century, and again well into this century, was the life model slide, using actors to act scenes in a particular story, much in the same way that the very early movies would later do. This is the reconstruction of a set made by Frederick York and Son, entitled City Sparrows. As you can see, it's a flat painted backdrop meant to represent a shop, with some rather more substantial items in the front of the set. This was typical of a life model set of the period. And now for the main part of the exhibition, the slides themselves. I'm going to leave you with Lester Smith.
Give an idea to the age of these slides. There are the top row, except for the one in the centre, and these three with the sun, of that possible period up to 1715. Are very difficult to date precisely because the costumes and the events were duplicated for many years.
Relates to lantern slides which use silhouettes, and they're not so very far removed from the old-fashioned shadow shop, and in fact, while reading part of the description, the visitor actually becomes a silhouette on this specially constructed screen.
These four in the centre are by J. Giannulli, probably Italian, depicting musicians, dancers, ladies and gentlemen, and the postman, the barber, the wig maker, and Punch. These are painted probably with Indian ink onto glass, and or else they are cut out of paper and stuck onto glass. To the right we have a chase painted onto glass. To the left, a silhouette transformation of an old lady into a camel, and above two silhouette slides of shadow caricatures of figures, a cat and a fish. Carpenter and Wesley, these are by the 1850 to 60 period. And the bottom rows contain moving shadow images, wrestling, singing, sawing wood, boxing matches, and goats butting each other. Here's a kangaroo boxing match. And these are cut out of brass or tin and painted black, and the effect is a very real, very lifelike performance, where we have 2 or 3 images changing from a day effect to a night effect. Vesuvius erupting from day to night to the eruption, series of 3 slides. glass, 9.5 inches by 6.5 inches, and mounted in wooden frames which make them nearly a foot across. There were special up to 6 large lanterns to project these slides, and they were particularly famous for the variety and the quality of the slideshows that these slides are of the splitting of Poland in 1863. Here we have more comical subjects, such as Baron Munchausen. That we're not sure of what they were called. This is a chromatrove and is the largest that we've ever seen, and possibly the largest there is. Painted by Clare in 1854. It is a series of 8 slides from a total of 18 slides, in fact signed by the artist and dated. Very, very important history, and of course, before cinema, these slides told the story to the public, particularly as very few people would be able to afford newspapers.